Alrighty, folks, welcome back. Crowsnest back on the channel. Crowsnest Indycar Series racing from Las Vegas here tonight. 150 laps headed your way in just a few moments. Right now, on top of the practice charge, you're going to have Mr. Bud Steele out leading the way. Fastest car here. Second in practice, Dave Lane. Ledford, third in practice. PK is sitting there fourth in practice. Good looking race car there for PK. These guys have got about 8 minutes left of practice time before we send them a green flag racing here on Extreme Sim TV. Now, unfortunately, I do not have the points as for whatever unknown reason iRacing's points for this series is still not working with me, and it's been that way for a couple of weeks. I'm at a wit's end to try to figure out what to do to fix that. But Robert Richards, since they're in P5 on the practice board here, he's sitting on pit road right now. Dwight Flesh in sixth. Paul Patterson seventh in that number 51 machine. Eighth right now on practice chart is Mr. Art Peck. And this car, we can get a better shot here at it as he is on pit road. Let's just say it's trippy. That paint scheme is just a little bit trippy. Nice car there, Art, but man, it'll stand out on the racetrack. No mistaking whose car that is. Michael is Spell right there as well. Corey Lane and Gary back here in 11th. Brooks, Crow, and Kaufman 14th. The Green Hornet out here in 15th in the practice. And so right now, 16 cars in the lobby to take on Las Vegas Motor Speedway tonight. I expect to see a pretty much a low line racetrack here. Right around the bottom with the draft. These cars right around the bottom of the racetrack would be the best option for you all night long. Don't think we're going to see too many passes on the high side here tonight as we get ready to go racing here in just a moment. But everybody get in chat and everything. Everybody ready to go. Back Crowsnest Racing one more time. Yeah, Maria, I don't know what's going on with iRacing and points. I'm at a loss. I just want to beat my head against the wall. A little bit behind the scenes baseball here. Normally I don't say this live, but I'm going to get with Maria and these guys, and we're going to get Dan Lisa up because this is driving me nuts. I can't show you guys points because I can access them, but when I do access them, they're all out of whack and all messed up. And it's just not good. Not good times. We got about 5 minutes left in practice here before we go and green flag racing. As always, as normal, Maria, if you give me an audio and stream quality check, and as long as we're good to go, it's a go time here for the Crowsnest Indycar Series in about 4 minutes. So what we're going to do, we're going to step away. We're going to go to our national anthem and get our sponsorship taken care of. Of course, as always, channel sponsored by Slide Job Racing Diecast and Collectibles. Go check out their auction Saturday night at 7 p.m. on Facebook. I know I will be there Saturday. I hope you are as well. Alrighty, folks, we'll stand by and we're going to go to our national anthem. And we'll be back here in just a moment. Alright, we're back here live at the racetrack. We got about 2 minutes remaining. That's all we really have left in practice before they go green, so they don't have much time to get this ironed out. Fuel-wise tonight, I would suspect 40 to 35. That's me rough guessing it on the fuel this evening. But he's running pretty tight in the pack right now, and what I'm seeing, the cars are handling pretty well. Ooh, a little bump draft there. Don't be careful doing that. We've had problems in the past. You know, you try to bump draft and these things go faster, and it can end really badly, really quickly. Um, Again, about a month ago or so, I tried that with Mrs. Maria Crow and chat there and turned her head on the wall. So you don't want to try that too much here. It can end badly in a hurry. Well, 54 seconds remaining here, and I want to thank everyone that come out last night as I made Extreme Sim TV history with a 3-man booth. And it was, oh, as we got trouble there in practice, a little contact car around. Watch out, lock them down here. But it was entertaining for sure, and they look to do it some more here in the future, especially probably over here at the Crow's Nest as we move forward, trying to see if we can get some more guys up in the booth with us for some IndyCar racing in a very near future. Well, 14 seconds is all that remains as they work their way around the 3 and 4 here, and we're going to go qualifying here from Vegas. Time to go gambling in Sin City with Indy cars here tonight. No, I do not promote gambling, but yes, Sin City, haha, that's a joke. Anyway, I know, keep my day job. I'm not a comedian. I get it. All right, qualifying is underway. Track is green. We'll get your qualifying grid up here, and let's see who's going to walk away with the pole here this evening. Ledford, they're sitting on the edge of Pit Road. PK is going to roll off here, entering turn at number 1 in that number 3 machine, and we'll see what he's able to do here on the apron. 4 minutes, 21 seconds remaining. PK is going to roll around the high side of the racetrack through 3 and 4. To the bottom he goes. Trying to keep it wound up here. Oh, he's going to just ride this outside lane through the middle of the racetrack now. First lap here as PK comes off of turn 4. Oh, PK 25.248, lap number 1. Gary 27.551. And I tell you what, PK's looking pretty good here in lap number 2, keeping that car nice and low around the racetrack. And off of turn number 4, Bud still turning his first lap 25.4, 24.777 for Mr. PK. Bud Steele right now coming to complete his second lap. Oh, he clips the apron. That's not going to be good. Lock it down, buddy. Hang on to her. You seen Bud's kind of clip the apron a little bit when he tried to get on the apron. And yeah, that went bad. That could have been bad. Okay. Okay. You're admitting from Jimmy's account. Cool. We'll pull you later. Because I know you love to get pulled in the booth. Mr. Ledford out there, Corey Lane as well, as we've got about 7 times turned in tonight. Well, looks like a lot of people may try to start from the rear here. Take a look here. Ledford also has not took a time, but he's not on track. Sitting here at the end of pit road. See if Ledford decides to roll. Doesn't look like it. It looks like we have pretty much got the guys that's wanting to take a timed in, about 8 of them here. Vasquez in that 80 machine sitting here as well. Ledford sitting there. Spell probably not going to go out. With a minute remaining, if they're going to roll, they're going to start rolling right now. You really can't wait. I just don't think at this point anybody's going to get a time in. So it looks like about 8 of these cars, about half the field, going to take time. Of course, Jimmy Crow there, that's going to be Miss Maria adminning. Even though we should all say, Maria, get in the car and go race. You know, we can antagonize that. I think Maria should go race. Still to this day, I think Maria needs to go run one of these races. She's had enough practice. I think she'll do fine. I'm a bad influence. 12 seconds remaining here. We're getting ready to go green. Well, there it is. Brian Kaufman sneaking in there. 24.755 for the pole. Again, Bud back there in 7th. We've seen him lose the car under his qualifying lap. So here in just a moment, we'll go ahead and take you through your slide job, racing diecast and collectibles, starting lineup. Starting on pole here tonight, Mr. Brian Kaufman, 24.77 or 755. PK's 24.777. Great lap times for both these guys. And starting P number 2, Jim Brooks, 24.783. 2 Danny's, 24.809 in 4th. Julian sits there, 24.815. And I think Julian's in 2nd in points. I may be wrong there. Again, my viewer points are a little bit skewed the way it's showing. Corey Lane 6th. Bud Steele, nice run there, 7th right now, 25.469. Again, Bud clipped the apron there, coming to the start-finish line. Lost that car. 9th, Art Peck. David Adamson, 10th. 11th, Mr. James Ledford, Diogo Vasquez. 12th, Jimmy Crow, of course, your admin for the evening, otherwise known as Maria Crow. They're in quote-unquote finger quotes 13th, but that will actually move to White Plush to 13th. Bell will be moved to 14th, and Richards will move to 15th. Lane will move up to 16th, and Paul Patterson will move to 17th. So it will be a 17-car grid when we finally get them rolling here in just 1 minute. Again, these guys sitting on pit road or out on the racing surface behind the iRacing pace car, getting ready to roll off here. Take a look at track facts for Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It's going to be a 4-corner, 1.5 mile racetrack. 150 laps is the distance tonight, or 228 miles. Ooh, I was close. I said 250 earlier, but I was off by like 30 miles, 20 miles. That's close. 77 is the track temp. Air temperature 65. Wind speed 2 miles per hour out of the south. Well, everybody's going to fall in line behind the iRacing pace car. great run up front. The lights are off on that pace car, and we'll get ready to turn them loose here in just a moment. Again, 150 laps here, or 228 miles. Brian Kaufman will lead them down here to get us underway here in just a moment. We'll see that green flag wave in the air, and these guys have to be nervous here. The draft's going to be a huge factor all night long. How many lead changes will we see out of Las Vegas? It's a nice day out in Vegas, and we're going to see some drafting coming all night long. Get ready as that tide ride of Art Peck. You see him right up there as well. Here we go, coming to the start-finish line, and green flag will be displayed. We're rolling from Vegas. Clean break there from Brian. Brian alongside Pete Bates. Gay's going to fall down in the line. Hard dive down with that Indycar, but right to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to try to protect here. Not going to work. Here comes Brooks. He's going to get a run into 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, Kaufman up front is going to lead lap number 1, and we are rolling here in Vegas. It's going to be interesting here. Can anybody get that outside lane to work? I really don't think so. Look how dicey it is back in the pack, and this is the problem here at Vegas. It gets dicey in a hurry. You got to be really careful. Quick movements. Be precise with where you put the car. You can get in trouble. It's so quick here. With literally a blink of an eye, and you're in the wall, and your night is pretty much over. Now, we have 3 fast repairs, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not quoting that from another league, but knowing me, yeah, I probably could do that. So you're going to have to take care of that all night long as we work our way through the front straightaway one more time. 4 laps going to be in the books this time by, and I have a feeling this is going to be a long green flag run. As the IndyCars roar around Vegas. And I tell you what, up on the wheel they are here tonight. Look at the outside line. They're going to try to make some moves up there. They'll fall in line. Can't do it yet. Art Peck going to take over 3rd, looks like. He's trying to hang on in front of Brooks. See if he can get down in line. Art just easy. And I want to give a big thank you to Mr. Art Peck. Of course, Art doing some of the broadcasting for the Crowsnest. In my little short absence there, my sabbatical that I've ended up taking. And thank you to him for doing that and keeping it going here. Art, if you ain't ever watched a show with Art in it, Art's pretty entertaining, actually. I give him, he's entertaining. Well, Art Peck now trying to hang on to 3rd. And he will fall in line back to 4th position. And indeed, he will fall right in there behind Mr. Brooks. Brooks still trying to hang on in front in 3rd right now. 8 laps going to go on the board at this time by. Well, everybody nice and smooth right now. Nobody making any big moves. Still side by side, 4-4. Trying to hang on right now. Art's going to dive back in the line here, I would imagine. Try to get another run. Nobody really able to make that outside line work at the moment. That's kind of what we're used to seeing here. These IndyCars, this IR18 package, it's definitely low line center. You want to get that car to the bottom, and you want to try to stay there if at all possible. Well, Art still fighting up there, Mr. Art Peck. trying to hang on, trying to pick up that third position back in the pack. You see a group of cars stuck together like glue, man. You get the Menards machine, looks like right there, that bright yellow machine. Right there in sixth of Corey Lane. Corey trying to eat his way into the top five. Not happening just yet. Jerry back here as well, and you see them all diving around in the back of the pack, trying to make moves, trying to get the momentum up. It's just not really working for them yet. Of course, the Green Hornet, Mr. Adams, further back in the pack. Yeah, Maria, I agree that outside line is pretty much impossible. You got to go to the bottom. You got to stay there. Can't really deviate. It's going to make it hard for anybody to make up any ground. Best way to do that's on pit road when we come for stops. If it's under green flag, don't make any mistakes. Keep that car nice and steady. Do not slide your tires. Do not slide the car sideways. And you will be in pretty good shape to pick up a little bit of spots. Again, the easiest place to pass here is probably on pit road. As we're taking these laps off pretty quickly here. 14 laps already in the books. And don't forget, coming up tomorrow evening, we're back in action with the Crowsnest Cup Series, followed by 2 races on Saturday. Now, it's not your normal broadcast. I'll be running the Pro 2 Truck Series, going for my 3rd win in a row. And I will also be running in the street stock something or another. Trying to think what else I'm running. I'm running this something else. And the Pro 4s, depending on whether I run in them or broadcast them, I'm not sure. Pro 4s will be on the channel. I just don't know if they're going to be ran in or broadcasted. Because I ran in them last week and did decent for a moment until I wrecked the truck. But, back to racing action. Everybody pretty much in a line here. A little bit of side-by-side action up there along the side of Mr. Brooks. Art Pack still packing away at the outside line, and he may have a spot here. Move Art Peck to 3rd. Now trying to get the run for 2nd. Well, he's proving me and Maria wrong because he's making that outside line work as those tires wear out. It looks like the outside is becoming more advantageous to get up there. Maybe save the tires a little bit, get up there and make the pass on the high side easier on your tires. Wow, Art's doing a great job working that machine up through there. Oh, here we go. Side by side. 2, 3, and 4. And Art is clearly up to 3rd. He's going to stay in line here. Nice job. Now we got a side by side race for the lead. Paul or PK up to the outside. He's going to try to pressure Brian Kaufman there. Brian's led every lap. But again, it just doesn't look like Paul can get the run on the outside. Art trying to dive up there with him, give him a little bit of help. Art there in that die machine. Pit stops will be looming here pretty shortly. 4 of these guys, they'll have to go down and take 4 fresh tires and a fuel. 21 are going to be on the board this time by, I estimate, 35 to 40. Of course, I am the broadcaster and I could be way off. Extremely off, and I'm kind of predicting that I'm going to be extremely off on fuel tonight, but we will see if I'm correct. Oh, Dicina's up front. Art Peck really trying to make it work here. He's still diving out to the outside line. He'll get in the line. He'll stay tucked in behind PK there. PK still trying to come up with something here to get by your leader here. And in this race, if we keep up this pace, it's on tap to be the quickest IndyCar race we've ever done. If we go green from here to the finish, it's going to be 52 minutes from here. So roughly just past 10 o'clock Eastern. And that would be the quickest IndyCar race on the channel by far. And Miss Maria is going to chime in 48 to 50 laps of fuel. So I was off a little bit. I kind of called that. Haven't been in the car in a couple of days, so I was a little off on my fuel range. So if they can squeeze 50 laps of fuel out of this car, that's going to give you pretty much a 3-car or a 3-stop race. Well, 2-stop race if you can manage it. It would be 50, 100, and to the end if you can go 50 laps. Now, if you go 48, it's going to be a 3-stop race. So now fuel mileage is going to matter, and I'm worried about Brian because he's out front, but he's not getting the toe off the car in front of him, so he's not saving the fuel you normally would save. Well, PK's still trying to make the outside line work, but I agree with Maria that outside line is pretty much impossible to make this thing work. Because we're seeing that as we're about 20 away from stops here. And even on older tires, that inside line is just predominantly the better line to be in. You see Art jumping up there, not able to make it work. Brian Kaufman still leads them around here, 27 in the books. Well, everybody back in the line here. And again, we're just not seeing that outside line really be able to do much at all right now. It's a really rough line to try to hold. And Miss Maria, if you don't mind, could you let us know where the Super Late Model Series is going to be this week? Because I do have a little bit of announcements regarding that one. I will be running the Super Lates this weekend in the Extreme Sim TV car, so look out for that one as well. The 3 league races coming up for me this weekend I know of that I will be competing in. DK sets in a second. Not sure about tires. Tires, you can go 50 laps on tires, and from what I'm seeing, it doesn't seem to be hindering them too badly. And your leader just ran a 24:7:11. The best lap time is a 24:7:01. Best lap time of the race for Brian. So he's right on his lap time every lap. Well, folks, we're 32 complete. We're just short of about 25 to go until stops here. And Miss Maria is saying Bristol Motor Speedway for the super late models this weekend. I would definitely be involved with that one. If we can go up there and get a win in the Extreme Sim TV machine. Want to make note here that Extreme Sim TV t-shirts just came in today. I got the first one here. So if you're interested in one, shoot me a PM and we'll definitely get you hooked up. And I'll get you your pricing and everything. Most of that's going to depend on size as we got a battle for the race lead brewing here. EK is still trying to make the outside line work. Can't do it as of yet. And he's just trying desperately to come up with something. He's got help from Art, but it's just not helping him. I'm actually kind of in shock. I kind of expected the outside line to do a little better here tonight than what it's doing. It's just they can't do anything with it. Well, you look there, everybody's just kind of staying in line at this point because that's all you can do. You know, you're going to have to run the laps out and hope at the very end that you can make something happen. We've seen Bud in qualifying head to the apron, and that did not work out for him. So that option's really not there through the tri-oval. And, you know, Bud lost the car down there. So you can't really go down there. You're just trying to stay in line and make it work. 37 coming up on the board again, getting close to that number. That 50 number is going to be the magic number here tonight. Make it a two-stop race to the end. Again, Crowsnest, always fun to have on the channel. Glad to have them back on board for the remainder of the season. I tell you what, here in about a month in August, it's going to be interesting. Actually heading over to Bristol for the K&N race to try to get the Haley Deegan signature. So I'll have to run over to Bristol, try to get back in time for the race. That's going to run in August. Try to figure that one out. Well, see, Maria, this is what happens when you tell them to be good and be patient. This is exactly what happens. Maria putting the law down to him here. Paul's still trying to run the outside. He's going to lose momentum there to the top side. 40 out of 1 to 50 in the books. Paul is just desperately trying to make it work, man. I got to give him credit. He is pushing the issue up there, trying to get something to work, and it's not happening. We come to 41 here. Well, nice and smooth everybody goes here as we're closing in on the first pit stop of the evening. That stop will come with roughly 100 to go. They're doing an awesome job of keeping the car in line in check. Great racing. What we're seeing guys try. There's nothing to do as a driver. Your hands are tied. You go out there, you don't gain anything. I mean, you can't go any lower than what you already are because you got the apron down there. We've seen Bud get in trouble, so you're just kind of handcuffed to what you can do. Brian in a really good spot if he can stretch his fuel out to 50. If he doesn't, that could be a problem. Paul again shooting to the outside, trying to make it work. As we're coming up to 46 laps complete. Now this is where you could run into some problems if you start, trying to get on the apron too hard. You lose the car. Easy to do. You're coming from 221 or so mile an hour down to 55, I believe, the speed limit here, and that's where you run into problems. Easy does it. Everybody involved. Take it easy. You're going to have to be careful. They're getting closer and closer to pit stops. There we go. Brian down off the pace. That means Brian's coming in and he is way short of 50. That is not good at all. Brian Kaufman, 47, coming to 48, and he hits pit road, and that's not going to be good. That's not good at all. Not for Brian. So we will go back to our race leaders. PK, let's see if he can make it to the 40 mark. That's going to be a test. We just seen that your leader, Brian, couldn't. And that's not good at all. Stint 50, 50, 50. Everybody's going to be close to a two-stop race, but Brian, man, wow. Coming to the end of 51, and there is your race leader coming down. PK Nices. Julian lighting the tires up coming to pit road. He gets it loaded up, and they're right on that marker making it. So is going to be Art Peck. Man, that was not good. Art Peck easy does it. We had a car shoot down. Wow. Art Peck brings it down. Brooks out front now. These cars can make it on two stops easily. But your race leader, who was leading the race, way short of what he needed. Wow. Now, what Brian needs is a yellow. That's the only thing that's going to save him in this situation. Brooks brings it down. 52. Hoffman back up to speed. We'll see where it cycles out and see if it'll take over back over the race lead. Bud still takes over the lead now, as he has not stopped. Around the 53. Now Bud coming down. Nice and easy does it. And everybody with Bud here. So it looks to me like the only car that may be in trouble and not making it on a two-stop race was going to be Brian Kaufman, as he came down 50 early in the cycle. Brian back up to speed here. Now what Brian needs to do is try to find somebody to draft with. He's Julian right there in front of him. Try to save as much fuel as possible. But now if we all get spread out and everybody can't make it to one, that could change things. Again, we've seen without the draft, that was about 47 laps that Brian was able to turn. So it is going to be tricky. Well, we'll be right back with you in a booth here in just a moment. We're going to go crank it up here. Oh my God. See him. Alright, we're back here, folks. Sorry about that. I had to step out of the booth a moment. And major development as we were away. Jim in there, and that orange and blue machine came down pit road. His first attempt, it didn't give him fuel. He had to come back down. Disastrous here. 67 laps complete. And that's just unfortunate for Jim. And that orange and blue machine, Jim Brooks sets in what would be second position on the racetrack, but he's currently 17th overall. He's trying to get one of those laps back. I just don't know how he's going to do that. You can't get the outside line to work. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Going to mowing the grass there in that IR18 Indycar. He hangs on to it. You see him try to get on the apron. That car get out of shape. And we've seen that earlier in qualifying with Bud Steele. Great job by Jim hanging on to that race car. Again, sorry folks, I had to step away from the booth for just a moment. Back here going, that's kind of what happens when we're going mean and green here. Great race here tonight. 70 out of 150 complete. And I really feel bad for Mr. Brooks here. Just a bad situation. And we're going to drop back through the field. We've been on the leaders for a while. Brian Kaufman sets in third. Well, third, Bud Steele in second, and PK up there in the lead. Now, PK's out front, which means he's using the most fuel, and he needs to make it to lap 100 or past that to make it all the way on fuel. Again, enjoyable to be back here with the Crow's Nest once again. Oh, 73 of 150 here tonight. Make that 74 laps complete. And on right now, Mr. PK himself out front leading the way. Of course, PK Designs out there leading the way. Great to see that. Of course, Mr. PK made all the logos for the Crow's Nest this season, and they turned out great. And also the logo that you can, if you've got your Crow's Nest t-shirt, it was on there as well. Unfortunately, those are sold out at this time. Actually, Maria, I got an idea for a shirt I need to run by you. I need to talk to you after. Well, coming up on lap number 77 here. We're going to be roughly 30 away from stops one more time. And once we get stops going again here, CPK diving down on the apron in just a little bit. Oh, look at PK, man. He's taking chances there on that front stretch, and I tell you what, I don't know if I'd do that. To be honest, we seen it bite Bud earlier in the night. Yeah, he's sitting out there trying to do everything he can here. Probably trying to save a little bit of fuel at this point, to be honest. Probably needs to. Yeah, want to make it past lap 100. Again, past lap 100. Wow, PK just doing a great job. Again, not seeing as much passing here tonight. The outside line is just not working for these guys. I give them A for effort for trying, but it's just not working for them. And Maria, my mind is blank. Where are we at tomorrow evening in the Cup Series? Is it Michigan? I want to say. Well, 84 laps complete, guys, and we're getting ready to figure out who's going to have a shot at winning this thing. Again, we're coming up on fuel stops. If they make it past lap 100, this will be their last stop of the evening. Bud Steele right now in P2. Great run for Bud Steele. Again, not been able to really interview anybody tonight. We've been mean and green for 87 laps, as we've got about 25 or so minutes of racing remaining. So keep that in mind. It's been a record-setting night here, pace-wise. Everybody pretty much in line once again. All up front again. 89 coming to about 10 till your pit window. Again, just like your first stop, you want to hit your mark. You seen Brian lose some ground, and not only that, Brian is on a totally different fuel strategy. So we're gonna leave the camera on Brian for just a little bit and see just how far he gets. Right here, he's coming to 43 on the tank. And we've seen him go roughly 47 before, so he's going to have to stretch it to get that 100 mark out of that car. Yeah, it is. It is, Maria. It's really a good race. And hope I'm doing a good job calling it. I'm trying to call it a little different because it is a fuel mileage race, is what this is going to be. And we've dealt with these before. And Brian in massive fuel save mode right now. For the viewers at home, just because it's not a side by side battle every lap does not make it a bad race. It's a different style of race. This is strategy. This is like playing chess. Who's going to make the right move? Who's going to move their puzzle pieces in the right way? And I'm really concerned for Brian here because he's going to have to make this car go a long way. Coming up on 44, 45 laps completeness. And he's still got quite a ways till he gets um, to his mark, which would be in another 8 laps. So he is going to have to go somewhere in the neighborhood of 52 to get past that 100 mark. And I do not think Brian's going to get there. He's trying, he's saving fuel. But every lap that he saves fuel, he's also losing spots. So he's in a lose-lose situation. Hey, Miss Maria, is Senior awake by any chance? As we're 47 here for Brian. And right now, Paul has went 45. Yeah, I bet their arms are hurting. Yeah, I would not doubt it. I was actually sitting here thinking about that. And if we look at Brian, because we're going to take a look at back at Brian once again, who has just dropped like a rock here. He is on pit road, lap number 98. That's going to put him 2 laps short of this fuel window. And Brian's going to be in trouble here. I don't see Brian making it now. Big question. What about your leader? Paul coming to pit road again out front, right at lap 100. And I will tell you what, this is going to be close because as you see the race lead, you don't get as much fuel. And right now, that's going to put Paul 1 lap short. 1 lap short if he ran exactly what he ran that stint. Got to save a little bit. Now, Bud's still up front. He's still got a little bit left in the tank. He should be well and good to make it. Bud in probably one of the best positions of the people I've seen here so far. Well, if we continue to keep an eye on Bud, other cars coming to pit road, I'm going to stay with Bud here. Pretty much everybody on pit road now. With 48 to go, they're going to be okay on fuel. But man, Bud's staying out there longer here. 49 laps on this stint of fuel which is longer than what he needs to go the next time around. He's in a good situation here for Bud Steele. I want to, as we to the end of a fuel mileage stops. Oh, Bud with a little blinking issue there and heads to pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Mr. Adamson, the Green Hornet. Going to take over the race lead here. He decides to stay out, in which he does. Great job by Adamson. And we'll see how this cycles back around. And who is in what position. Right now, PK running fourth. Right up there with Julian. Nice run for both these guys. Bud Steele right now in a second. Again, right there's Bud Steele with a healthy lead. This could work out in Bud's favor drastically as David or Mr. Green Hornet comes to pit road, otherwise known as Mr. David Adamson, hits pit road. Off of a pit road. Yeah, it's there. Francis there just sent me a text message talking about being no cautions, and yeah, it's not been any cautions. And Francis, if you could do me a favor, look back at the Crowsnest playlist and see if what the shortest stream time is. Because I think we're gonna beat it. I really do. I think this may be a record-setting night. Right now, out front, Bud Steele leads the way. All right there in a second. And this group right together. I don't think they're going to be able to run down Bud Steele. I think Bud's got enough of a gap that he's in good shape here. He's 2 seconds up. So without a caution, I don't see these guys running them down. And roughly 40 to go now. These guys are just doing an amazing job here in the IndyCar series. Keeping it mean and green here. One of 12 of 1 of 50 in the books, and we're going to keep the camera on Paul here, who sets a second, and see if these guys can maybe run down your race leader of Bud Steele. They're 1.9 back, so they made up a 10th. They're going to have around, well, coming up to about 35 to go here in a couple of laps. They're going to have to make up a little more than that to get there, I think. But I don't know how they're going to do that. They're kind of stagnant back here. You've got 3 in a row. They're drafting, but again, you can't bump draft. And Maria can enlighten you in the chat room why you can't bump draft. As always, it never goes very well. It's really hard to make up any ground. Well, I'm actually really impressed here, and I tell you what, I feel for the drivers because their arms, as their legs, everything on your body at this point starts to hurt. You've been going now for roughly from the start of the green, roughly 57 minutes, so about an hour nonstop. Now, on that aspect of things, the one person in the field that I think that lends itself to is going to be Julian because Julian does the endurance style racing. You know, your 12 hours, your 6 hour races with teammates. Julian does a lot of that, so I think that lends itself to him. Maybe conditioning will come into a factor. And whoever thought I would say conditioning would be a factor in a sim race, but it can happen. Mental mistakes. And Maria said Bud has got it in the bag if no yellow comes. I agree. Gap now 1.9 stabilizing out. Bud again, beautiful on fuel. He's played this race perfectly. Hey, race control, I think I see lightning off of turn four. There's lightning in turn four race control. For those in here that get the joke. Oh man, Bud's still out front, dominating performance right now. Night 119 of 150. And Bud is just basically checked out here. You still got three cars on the line, but they're still 1.9 seconds back. 1.9 back as we're coming to 25 to go. Nothing has changed as far as the gap. And I guess race control is going to ignore the safety of the fans there with the lightning off turn four. We're not going to put a yellow out for it. LOL, picking on Maria. Oh, picking on Maria is so much fun. All right, everybody in line still. Nobody making any moves whatsoever. And the gap now 1.983 seconds. Still pretty stable. Coming to 26 to go here in just a moment. I'm still trying to make it work here. And we're going to take a look here. 1.966 is your gap. Tell you what, they are laying down some lap times here tonight. We're sub 24 seconds, right at 24.3, 24.2, just about the same pace as qualifying. Well, everyone else, Maria, reason why I've kind of kept it, you see Art there on the apron, he's getting it gathered back up. But the field is pretty much, for the most part, gapped out. Robert back here in fourth, all by himself. Heck worn out. Adamson is Peck back here in sixth. Spread out. Adamson in the fifth. Yeah, everybody's pretty. We got a couple of cars in groups here. Dwight and Clash James led for the eighth and ninth. Those two are kind of similar to close. But for the most part, everybody is the closest bunch of cars you have is the lead cars. Dave Lane's got some help with Gary and Jim Brooks. Jim, of course, having to make that two stops, that put him 2 laps down. So without a yellow here in a pretty quick succession, it's not going to help him much. Well, we will see. 20 laps to go as they come by this time. PK right there in second, Julian third, Robert fourth, and David fifth. That's your top five as we're going to take the 20 to go here for the Crowsnest Indycar Series. I hear the crows are calling. It's going to come to an end here tonight. You look at, man, that's Art Peck coming on pit road. My trippy car is on pit road. Oh, that's unfortunate. And that car will make you, man, you'll start tripping out looking at these cars. You'll start getting paranoid and stuff looking at that car. Think you're on something or something as trippy as that car is. Great looking race car. And I would give Art's channel a shout out with his broadcasting. Just for the life of me, Rhea, what does Art actually call his channel? If you could kind of help me out here and get me out of the broadcaster predicament. As Bud Steele up front, and now he's got somebody up there running with him. Gap now 2 seconds. So Bud's got somebody to run with here. David Adamson right there as well. Julian still trying to do something with PK to run them down, but it's just not working. And folks are running out of time. 17 laps to go. These guys still trying to come up with something. It's just not working for them. And 1 and 2 and 2, 3 and 4. You see back here, Richards. Oh, Robert Richards in trouble. Into the inside wall. Will it bring out a caution? Yes,
All right,
it
man,
does.
caution
Yellow
is out.
flag on the
Caution is out.
speedway. 15 to go. Robert Richards gets on the apron. We'll go back and take a look at it. 15 laps to go, down to 14 to go. And this changes everything just as we went to take a look at Richards around. Man, again, that could have been an issue where the arm gets tired and just it goes very wrong. Robert Richards into the inside wall. That car pretty much destroyed. This changes the game now with 13 laps to go. If you're Bud Steele, you're up there beating your head off the steering wheel. Why did this yellow have to come out? That's what Bud's sitting there thinking, I would imagine, right about now. Look, guys, I jinxed it, and we had a caution. I jinxed it. Blame it on the broadcaster. Well, let's see if we can grab a word as soon as Robert gets in his stall. And he'll clear off the pit road. Let's see if we can grab a word with him right quick. Hey, Robert, it's Matt up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
All right, man. It looks like the car got down on the apron a little bit. Yeah, it just come around on you there.
Hey, it went around without warning. I had no time to catch it or nothing. I was making sure I didn't hit nobody, and I ended up hitting someone anyway.
Alrighty, well, we don't talk about this often, Robert. You know, sim racing, especially with some of the wheels that are out there. As from, I think you're running Logitech, aren't you? Wheel wise, your arms and things like that will get tired in these long races. Once that begins to happen, how much harder is it to concentrate on what you're doing?
I'm actually fortunate enough to have an armrest. I can, the way I got mine set up, I'm actually able to be able to put my arm on the armrest, and it doesn't affect me too much. There's some other guys saying that it was giving him a bit of an issue. I have problems with more of my leg than anything.
Yeah, that's kind of me. My setup, doesn't. I'm limited on room, so pedal wise, it cramps up really bad, especially when you're having to use the brakes a lot.
Yeah, that's my issue. Is all in the foot. It's especially my pedal foot or throttle foot, I should say.
Yeah, and I feel like this doesn't get talked about enough. It can happen, and what we're doing, even though it's simulation, and yes, it's a game. Oh my god, that's a game on air. I'm gonna get shot by somebody, but it it can affect you. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree with you 100%. It definitely can. If you ain't got the right setup, it can take a toll on you.
For sure. Well, what do you think you're going to have to do to get that car back up toward the front?
Well, for starters, I'm gonna have to get the lucky dog.
You got about 12 laps to get it there, man. Best of luck to you.
I appreciate it.
All right, guys, that's Mr. Robert Richards. And getting a word with him, and let's see if we can grab Bud Steele as Julian's taking over the race. Well, no, he shouldn't. Maybe, possibly be the leader. We're gonna wait and see if the lights go out on the pace car. Um, Indeed, it looks like they are out. 11 laps to go. Getting ready to go green here once again. Now, question time. Can Bud still hold on? We've seen the outside line not be able to maintain any momentum. Well, we have going to be 10 to go when we go green. Let's see here. We're getting ready to turn them loose. And my question is, Bud Steele going to be able to hang on? Can Julian get a run on the outside? If he's going to do it, it's going to have to be off the start. Again, for those who's not up to, if I could talk and not get tongue tied, that'd be amazing. For those not familiar with the Crow's Nest, they do go on green. They restart in second gear, so it's going to be a nice even restart. And here we
Ding,
go.
ding,
Green
ding.
flag is displayed. Everybody up to speed. Again, you could start in first and get a bigger jump, but it is not allowed in the Crowsnest due to restart problems. And Bud Steele clears his way back to the race lead. That's exactly what he wants to do. He's got the Green Hornet, the 007 machine, right to his back bumper. Where did the Green Hornet come from? He's not been up front really all night long, and all of a sudden we've got the Hornet right there in that 007 machine trying to take one away. This could be huge here. The Hornet right to the back bumper of Steel. Steel and the Hornet. It's showtime. Iron Man and Mr. Bud Steel versus the Hornet. Who's going to take it here? Bud Steel throws a block. He's kind of keeping him right there behind him. He's got the 007 agent right there with him. Oh, Mr. 007 Green Hornet agent needs to come up with something. He's got to pull out something out of his agent bag of tricks. Come up and get the lead here. Oh, look at him look to the apron. He's a little bit scared to go down there. We've seen cars get loose on the apron here tonight. You don't want to go down there too quickly. You'll turn that car around. They're going to stack up behind them too wide. Julian back there as well. PK up here in the mix. Again, that outside line is just not working. Here comes PK with a decent run, but it's going to stall out. 6 laps to go with this time by. Bud's going to have to make that car wide. He's going to have to keep it right around the bottom of the racetrack. Do not let anybody get underneath of you. You do, you're going to lose it in a hurry. Down the back straightaway, right down next to the white line. PK dives out to the outside. That's going to put the Hornet in a bad spot here. He can't move out to make a move. 5 to go with this time by. The Hornet right there. Bud to the outside, or to Bud to the bottom. Bud throws a block. They nearly touch wheels behind them. Everybody's got to hang on. We're coming down to the end of this one. Bud still trying to grab the win here tonight. Bud doing everything he can, keeping that car right around the bottom of the racetrack. As a broadcaster, my job is to stay impartial, but man, oh man, is it fun to see. Bud Steele and the Hornet going at it, mano a mano. You got PK up there as well. PK trying to come up with something. Julian a couple of cars back. 3 laps to go now. Folks, this is going to be a finish for the ages. Don't blink. You've got 5 cars now in a pack. They're going to be underneath of a blanket together. Coming to 2 laps to go. The Green Hornet trying to come up with something. Bud Steele trying to hang on. Hornet gets a little loose out of turn 40. Yes, oh yeah. That's going to give Bud a gap. I don't know that a gap is what Bud needs right now. He wants these cars tucked up right behind him where he can monitor what they're doing. If they're a big run coming on the high side, Julian giving PK a shove. Coming to the white flag, next flag will end it as long as they make it to the white flag here. 1 lap to go at Vegas. It's gambling time, folks. Who's going to make the move here? 1 lap to go. PK's on the outside. That's going to lock Hornet to the bottom. Hornet can't do anything. Oh, now Hornet trying to break free. He's going to have to make the run out of 4. He can't do it into 3. Here comes PK. That's going to lock Hornet to the bottom. Out of turn number 4, Bud's going to make that car wide. The Hornet to the bottom. Bud blocks. And Bud walks away with it. Bud's going to win this one. And the Hornet gets second. And PK in third. 1, 2, 3. That's how they finish them here tonight. 1 caution on the evening. What a race it was. Man, Bud had to make that car really, really wide. Bud Steele, your race winner here at Las Vegas. Well, what a win is we're going to do a backwards victory lap, and we'll get a word with Mr. Bud Steele. Hey, Bud, it's Matt up in the booth. You got a copy on me, buddy?
Hey Matthew, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. Well, you walked away with the win here tonight. You had to make that car wide there at the very end.
Uh, had to make it faster than what it was. I'll put it that way.
Well, you picked up the win. What was it like that last lap? Or you're working your way around trying to hold them back there, buddy?
I all I did was look forward. Uh, that's uh, that's all you can do. Just run your line, look forward. Don't worry about who's behind you.
Yeah, you definitely had the Green Hornet agent right there with you. You did a great job of keeping them behind you. You had 54 laps. Now, earlier on, we're going to backtrack. We're going to pretend that like the yellow never came out. At the very beginning, the first pit stop, you went longer than anybody else. I do believe it was anybody that could have won. So you put yourself in good spot on fuel. Yeah, and you could make it to the end on two stops. Had there not been a yellow, you think that would have played a major factor?
Oh, the last yellow.
Right before the last yellow, before we got any yellows there, the first round of green flag pit stops, when right around lap 100 or lap 50, you come down pit road, and you were able to stay out longer than anybody else.
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I thought I'd try to do is try to save 2 or 3 laps each lap, so that last stint I could go all out and I'd have to worry about fuel. Because when you're running up front, you have to be in fifth gear. You're just breaking all the air. So the first two stints, I just kind of laid back and ran 3/4, 7/8 throttle and sixth gear. Stayed in the draft and uh, you know, ended up being able to go, 3, and I think that last time maybe 4 more laps. So I could go all out there at the end.
All righty, buddy. Well, it was definitely a great plan. Anybody you got to thank here?
Oh gosh, I mean, thank all the Crow's Nest guys, Marie and not Marie a guy, but Marie and Jimmy Senior. Uh, it was a lot of fun. Good race.
All righty. Well, it was a lot of fun to watch.
Hey, it's
Congratulations,
good to see
bud.
you. Good to see you again, Matthew.
Hey, it was fun to be back up here, man. Congratulations, my
Yeah,
man.
thanks, sir.
All right, let's go grab a word with the Hornet. Hey, Green Hornet, you got a copy on me?
Hey, Matt.
Well, you tried everything in your trick of books to get by Bud there. You think if you'd had a couple more laps, you could have got him?
I don't know. Bud's pretty tough, man. I tell you what.
Yeah, he definitely was able to keep you back there. You tried everything you could do, just couldn't get that outside line to work well enough, I don't think.
Yeah, I couldn't quite get to the outside on that. About a couple laps to go, I hit that apron coming out of 4, and boy, I just did everything but just about lose it.
Yeah, it's like you hit an oil slick, man. Those cars just want to come around with you.
Oh, it was a handful. I'm surprised I saved that one.
Well, great driving there, Mr. Secret Agent.
Hey, thanks, Matt. That was fun. That was a good race.
Yeah, it was. One caution on the evening. It was a lot of fun to watch, buddy.
Man, that was a good race. There's one caution. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was, man. Well, you got anybody you'd like to thank, my man?
Gotta thank Crow's Nest. They're the people.
10-4. What's Miss Margaret up to tonight?
She's sitting back watching the race, I think.
Well, tell her I said hi.
She loves watching these races. She loves it.
Alrighty. Well, I will see you later, Mr. Agent. We'll let you go back to your secret agent lab, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hey, thanks for everything you do, Matt. Good job.
No problem, buddy. All right, we'll grab a third of place, Mr. PK. Hey, Mr. PK, you got me there, buddy?
Yeah, how's it going, buddy?
Well, you tried everything to get that outside line to work, my man.
Yeah, you know, I love this league. It's fun, but we got to tweak the setups or something. This because it's really like the one line racing kind of deal. The track's a little cooler, and it's really tough to pass anybody that's up front. So I'm gonna work with those guys and see if we can't come up with a little bit better, more side by side type of racing than the single file stuff. But yeah, I tried everything to get around Bud and the 007. I went in, that last caution was a blessing for me, and I was just telling Bud that that was his greatest fear because he had me beat by about probably half a gallon of fuel on that run, and then I went in and got tires, and I went from like sixth to third instantly just from those tires. So it was an okay race. I mean, it wasn't bad. There's no cautions, so that was a good thing. Everybody drove clean, and yeah, it was fun. I'm gonna give a shout out to my sponsor, Sea Hague Munitions, custom cannons in Texas. SeaHagueMunitions.com.
Okay, before we go off the air here, I'm going to ask this publicly. That way I don't get shot by a certain somebody. But Francis, can I buy one? Can I store it at your garage, please? So we all have a witness that I want to buy a cannon and ask her to store it. So if I come up missing, you know why.
That's funny.
Alrighty. Well, man, great job anyway.
Yep, yep. I appreciate everything that Jimmy and Marie and all those guys do over there at Crow's Nest. I even had my Crow's Nest T-shirt on that I designed the logo for the league. It turned out really nice, and so I guess it brought me a little bit of luck coming up in third spot tonight. So congratulations to Bud. He drove his butt off tonight. I thought maybe it was just going to come down to him and I, but the 007 got up there and we just did a three-way hash at it. So it was fun.
It was a lot of fun. And a little bit of an announcement before we go here. The channel itself is going to end up with a new logo. We're kind of working together a little bit on that. So look for
Oh
a
yeah.
logo change here in the very near future. Kind of why
Oh yeah.
that's kind of why I've been holding off on doing so many t-shirts is I got one, but I'm going to wait till I got all the new stuff to really go full bore with that. But looking forward to it as always. PK here does a great job getting your logos done. If you need one, give PK a holler. If you can't get in touch with him, get with me. We get with him and we'll get you together. And he'll do a good job for you.
I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to seeing the new logo. I've been playing around a little bit, and we'll get her out there on the TV screen here and let people know it and get you all hooked up, buddy.
Alrighty, buddy. Well, congratulations on P3 tonight, PK.
All right, thanks. Hopefully, it'll push me some points tonight.
Alrighty, buddy. Congratulations, man.
All right, thanks.
Well, it looks like she laughed about the cannon thing, so at least I know I'm not going to die. So that's good. That's very good. I'm not going to die. Alrighty, let's take a look at your finishing results. Oh, Mr. Bud Steele taking home the race win tonight. Mr. Adamson second. Paul sets third. Mr. K. Julian scored at fourth here tonight. Fifth, Mr. Ledford. Sixth, Mr. Lane. A Pledge seventh. Eighth for Brooks. Gary ninth. Patterson 10th. 11th, Mr. Spell. Richards 12th. Peck 13th. Kaufman 16th was, or excuse me, 15th was Mr. Danny Moore, and 16th went to Vasquez Lane, 17th. And I'm just going to call it Maria Crow, 18th, even though she didn't raise, she was admin. Maria, you should have, like, turned the lap. What do you got, 18th? But anyway, we're going to get ready to get on out of here, folks. We'll be back tomorrow night with the Crow's Nest Cup Series. Same time, same place. We'll see you here on Extreme SM TV. And as always, everyone have a great night. Stay safe and God bless. We'll see you in the next one.